What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Dokkan Battle. Now, today we are going to talk about the actual damage, the improvements that are made upon Strength Janemba with the EZA. And by doing that, we're gonna basically damage test him and test him actually in battle. Now, obviously, this one does not have much put into him. He's 100%, but he has not been EZA'd yet, so we're going to do a quick damage test of him, see what he does, and then we're going to go into the basically the Legendary Goku event and try to take him on. Now, obviously, this is the team that I'm starting off with. I don't think this is going to be the final team for the final form of him, but you do know when this Janemba transforms, the new Tech Janemba transforms, he's a perfect link for him. Otherwise, the Strength Cooler with either the Ink Cooler or the Tech Cooler will also link all of his skills. My goal, obviously, is to get the new Tech Janemba to transform, and to do that, you gotta basically activate after the character receives 5 attacks or more. In the Legendary Goku event, that's really super easy. So let's go ahead. Let's get into this event. Let's see if we can get Tech Janemba to transform, and let's see if we can do some quick testing, and then we'll get our EZA underway and really see what he's capable of. So let us go test him out. So we actually have the battle ready here, and we've got Janemba ready to transform. So we're good on that regard. So everything will be 100% linked up. This is going to be super easy and super convenient for us. Now, the one thing you do want to remember here about this Tech Janemba, before his transformation, not only does he not link up, but his passive skill would give extra power to this Janemba. So because of that, I actually have a really neat idea for something we're going to try here, maybe in part 2, but I'm going to do this first, just both teams straight out. So you can see here, he'll give Extreme Class allies Key +2 plus an additional attack and defense 30% with 4 more Tech Key Spheres obtained. Now, so that extra 30% would be really nice, but then we're going to lack some of our link skills. That said, when he does transform, he loses the support portion of his capabilities, but attack and defense 180% randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow spheres, or type key spheres may be same type, plus an additional attack 40% with 3 or more type key spheres obtained. High chance of evading enemies' attack, blah, 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 blah. So the support portion of his passive is gone with his transformation, so we don't have to worry about that extra little bit kind of messing up our numbers. Now, that said, it would be fun to test with Tech Janemba, and I have an idea on how to pull that off. But first, let's go ahead and basically proceed as such. Now, so Tech Janemba will have everything linked up, and you notice it says Big Bad Bosses isn't linked, and you will also notice that I am not fully linked out. I do not have level 10 link skills, so remember, the numbers we see, there's a lot more left on the table, just I don't have time to scare up all those link skills before I go on vacation, as I'm sure you can understand. So, and it doesn't really matter what we do over there. I don't believe he's got a support portion of his passive, but I don't even remember what his passive is, to be honest. Yeah, okay, so it's just high chance of launching extra attacks. So that isn't really going to affect our numbers at all either. So 100% linked up here. We can actually compare the Tech Janemba to the Strength Janemba, which will be fun. So Tech Janemba is 2.2 mil. Bearing in mind, he's like level 1 mostly. Like, he's got a couple 2s and 3s, but nothing major there. Strength Janemba is a little bit stronger, but we still only get 1.6. So 1.67. So 1.7-ish. But still, like, a world of difference. A world of difference. So let's go jump over to the upgrades here. Go ahead and give him an EZA. Remember, we're not paying attention to the damage output, we're paying attention to the attack stats. So do bear that in mind when we're doing this. We're not paying attention to the numbers we get up here, but the little circle we get over there on the screen. So our baseline is like 1.7. Let's go ahead, upgrade him, and see what we get. So we're here on the Awakening screen. I'm going to go ahead and just do all the EZAs real quick. This doesn't take terribly long. I wish this process was a little bit easier, if I'm honest. I hate the fact that you got to go back and forth between the Awaken tab and the update tab, and then sometimes like you don't have to do training, you just do the update and cancel out. It's It's not a huge deal. It's just annoying. I wish the update process was a lot simpler. All right. So we're level 30, so now we have to go back to training and upgrade him. Like I said, not the end of the world, just a minor nuisance. All right. So here we go. This will give him attack level 12. We're not going to have to go to training for that, so we're just going to go right back in here. Boom. Level 13. So I can cancel out of that, go back in one more time. And those are just your SA levels. They're nothing really all that crazy or stupendous. All right, level 14 with level 35. We got to rank up to level 35. That's going to be super easy. All right. And our final awakening. Boom. All right. We're up to level 15 and character level 140. Now, normally, I'm the type of person I like to do as much free-to-play as I can. There is a way to do this free-ish to play, but it is such a living pain in the posterior. I don't think it's worthwhile. I'm going to save the extra strength Janembas. See, I've got one right here, actually. I'm going to save all of those guys for chain battle, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this with General Kais. I mean, we have plenty of Kais here. I'm not really worried about, I say General Kais, but general utility Kais. We're going to use, obviously, the Grand Kai here. I know there's not a General Kai. Calm down. Calm down, comment section. Calm down. All right. So now, Janemba is fully upgraded. He's good to go. Level 140 and SA 15, as well as a new passive skill. So let's go ahead and take it back into battle, see what he does, and then I've got a really neat idea of how to really test that out otherwise. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back. So we're in a perfect position. We actually have Janemba ready to transform. Let's go ahead and get his transformation right now. Then we will be 100% linked up. Like I said, though, this isn't the end of the story. We have one other thing we could do here, which should prove really interesting, though it's going to be hard to pull off, but it should be a lot of fun still. There we go. So now we are completely linked up. Everything is linked. We're in, like, literally the perfect scenario. Now, once again, remember, he loses his support portion of the passive when he transforms, so it doesn't really matter what he does. Well, all we're trying to do is just look at what the strength Janemba does. So here we go. Let's take a look here. All right, I figured he was going to super attack. That's all right. Ooh, that hit didn't feel good. I know we're low on health. That was so that we could get big bad bosses. But, okay, perfect. Perfect. We're not taking real damage. All right, 3.46. So, a world of difference. And that's, let me just point out, not even maxed out. Like, let's go look at what his links are. Because, like I said, I didn't have a chance to get him all up to link level 10 before making this video. So links, interestingly enough, are all at level 4. We got big bad bosses at level 4. That it goes 25%. Shocking speed is 2.5%. Obviously, it's key link. This is 5%. So 13% attack. So some big skills here, but could be a lot bigger. So to already be hitting like that is phenomenal. Now, obviously, we have to test him, see what he does with the Dokkan attack. We should be able to manufacture that on the next turn. So we actually have Janemba here, and as stated, we only need the Tech Janemba attached there, so that they will link up. They are perfectly linking. I forget what is he? Does he just go by Janemba? He goes by Super Janemba, and he's Super Janemba. I don't know why they link, but they do. Whatever. I'm not going to turn it down. They're perfectly linked up. So I'm going to go ahead and give... Ooh, we are low on health. Let's go ahead and do a little health restoration here. I don't want to get too much so that we don't lose big bad bosses. Okay, we still have big bad bosses. That's good news. And we got Dokkan, so we're good to go there. It doesn't really matter what we do here. Yeah, just so long as we're not healing, I think, is the key factor. So let's go ahead and try to get this perfect. See what Janemba's capable of. This isn't going to feel good. This isn't going to feel good. Don't kill me. Oh. Perfect. I actually thought, even with the reduction, I thought I was going to do more than that. All right, let's take a look. Boom. It's giving me a slow, which is nice. Perfect. Nice for the video. Absolutely substantial. Let's see what he produces. Now, we should be able to get a nice litmus test out of this and see what he does in comparison, but let's take a look first. 2.2 mil. 2.2 mil. Now, we can kind of equate that based on the next round of attacks. So, let's kind of see what equivalent, I do emphasize equivalent, SA that would basically equate to. So, I'm going to go ahead and throw him in the front. Don't really matter what else heck goes on here. We just want to get Broly's attack out. So Broly's attack, 2.29 mil. Okay, let's see how much damage he does. 908. 908. So like well over double. So that was like a 5 mil attack stat. Let me do a little math and set up the next round, because like I said, there's an even better setup for Janemba here. So let me go ahead and set that up. I'll be right back. We'll talk about what the calculated attack stat is. Okay, so it took considerable work, and I mean considerable work, but we finally have the rotations exactly where I want them, and this should be fantastic. Let me explain why I'm doing this. So, actually, up till this rotation, only one of these Janembas was able to transform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and transform this one and leave the other one untransformed. Why would you do this? I'll explain in a moment. All right. So you get Super Janemba. And, of course, this is literally just being done so that he links up. Now, you could leave the other one unlinked. They will give each other boosts, but that's not my main point here. In fact, just to be silly, I'm going to put the untransformed in the front. Let me kind of show you why here. So notice all our links are linked up. He's going to link all but 3. He's going to link all of his as well. And the main reason I'm going to do that, if you remember back to the passive here, attack and events 120%, guards all attacks, extreme class allies, key +2. So extreme class allies. So he's an extreme class ally. Key +2 plus additional attack and defense 30% with 4 or more type key spheres obtained. So we can actually go in here and take all these green orbs, that's way more than 4, and feed those in. Now just to make sure something doesn't happen here and things don't mess up, I'm just going to Ghost Usher out of the situation just to stop myself from taking any kind of considerable damage or anything of that nature. Alright? So we got strength, and we didn't really need to do that, I'll be honest, but whatever, we're going to do it anyway. Let's see what happens, because remember, we got 30% extra damage here. Let's see what Strength Janemba could do, completely linked up, 3.46. I don't think that's a considerable difference, is it? Now, I finally did the math. On the his big Dokkan attack, and that came out to be a 5.62 million equivalent attack stat. So Dokkan is going to be a big game changer on this. I'd like to see if we can get a Dokkan attack on here and see if we can calculate out the difference, because that should be pretty interesting. Alright, dare I call this the perfect scenario, but this really is as close to the perfect scenario as we are going to get. And this took a long time to set up. It's like, don't discount this. This took a good minute to set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my Janembas and I'm just going to transform him. Now, why would you in realistic terms do this? Well, the answer is real simple. Let's say you have a Janemba that took a bunch of attacks and another one that took none, or not enough to transform, but yet you've got a Dokkan bar. How can you utilize this to the best of your abilities? Well, simply put, we now have Strength Janemba with all of his links linked up. And we got this little guy over here. I'm actually going to put him on the backside. Now, he is not obviously transformed, but if you remember the passive, just like we talked about a moment ago, he is going to give us 30% extra attack when he gets, I believe, 4 orbs, is it? 4 or more type. So he has to get 4 or more of the same type orb in order to do this. So I think those strength orbs look pretty delicious, but I'm going to gamble and hopefully we can get the int orbs. Let's see here. Now I also want to be careful. Yeah, the int orbs are going to be a thing. So I want to be really careful here too, because I don't want to heal too much, because if I do, we'll lose big bad bosses. So yeah, that's a thing. Let's do that. And that. Yeah, that's going to be plenty. Yeah, let's go. So it's going to give us the Dokkan bar. Perfect. And that is also going to give us the 30%. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Dodge everything. Sometimes I love strength Janemba. All right. Let's see what we produce here. So, boom, 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 boom. Got them all. Perfect. Let's go. Now, we'll actually be able to do a little arithmetic and figure out what our approximate attack stat is based on the other attacks we do, hopefully. Fingers crossed, because there's actually a way it might not work out, but we'll see. 298. Oh, he's getting a double attack. 3.4 mil attack stat. And let's see what we get with this attack. We got a crit. Let's see what we get with a non-crit. 2.6 mil. So 2.6 mil, we got a 105 out. Let me math this out real quick and come back with our damage output here. Give me one moment here. So after a little bit of math and a little bit of math, that comes out to be about a 7.38 equivalent admitted attack stat. It's a crazy high attack stat. But also remember, his links aren't the best. So there's more in this unit. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So like big bad bosses alone becomes a 25%. Admittedly, it remains the same, but it loses its HP requirement. So it just means you can be able to link it up better. This one becomes 5% from 2.5%. This one becomes, I believe, 10% from 5%. This one becomes a full 15%, so on and so forth. Nightmare becomes 15%. So you see there's a lot more actually in here. Fierce Battle becomes a full 20%. So there's a lot more damage in here. Now, the real question is, what if we had gotten a critical, which we frankly should have gotten for what's in him, if we had gotten a critical, also there's no skill orbs in him either, I should note that as well. So you could really max him out. You could get probably a 10 mil attack stat once all is said and done. Now, that's about, give or take, your normal damage is about 40-ish% of what whatever your attack stat is. So if you take the damage we did, yeah, do simple arithmetic, it comes out to be about, give or take, 7.385 million attack stat. Give or take, give or take. But if we gotten a critical, that's 2/3. So it would have been about 4.8 million. It would have been wild and crazy. So good numbers there. Like I said, you'll probably get up to a 10 mil attack stat at full level 10 links. I just don't have time to produce those level 10 links for you and get the video out. So that is insane, guys. Insane. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section down below. Like, comment, and share. I'm going to be back at you guys with more Dokkan Battle here really, really soon.